Hey everybody, Lloyd here with Just Got Played, and today we're doing another game unboxing. We're following up in our continuing series of the Marvel United X-Men All-In Kickstarter. And today what we're looking at is the giant stretch goal box. So this contains, let's see, I mean, it's massive. It weighs like 10 pounds. It contains 34 heroes, 5 anti-heroes, 17 villains, and 1 Lockheed piece. So if you're doing the math there, that's 39, 40, 57 minis, plus a bunch of cards and a bunch of other tokens and stuff that are needed for all of the characters. So we're probably going to have to do this in 2 waves. But let's go ahead and crack it open and see what we've got in the box. Now, for starters, this is the X-Men Marvel United, but let's just compare this real quick to the Marvel United Stretch Goals box. So if we take a look at this one, it's not quite as big. And I don't think there are as many minis in here. This one has 33 plus 11, so it's only got 44 minis, whereas this one, like we said, has 34, 39, 40. It has 57 minis. So there's quite a bit more minis in here. But this was the that was the original Marvel All-In Stretch Goal box. But we're gonna crack the top off this one and see what's inside, because I forgot all of the figures that came in this. So, open it up. We've got another cardboard box inside, and I believe this actually has all of the minis inside of here in their storage trays. So we'll just set this guy aside for now, and we'll go ahead and take a look at everything in here before we get to the minis. So we'll come back to these. What do we got in here first? We've got some no BAM tokens. We've got these extra hero, which I assume these are going to be, face down, and you're going to draw them. And this probably has to do with Arcade, or maybe Mojo, based on the fact that it looks like its color bar is like a television. So we've got a bunch of counters and tokens. And, not a whole lot, but some. So that's the first thing in the box. So let's go ahead and start with the first hero deck and see what heroes we have in this box. So starting out, we've got X-23. Uh-oh. Losing the deck. So we got X-23. She does have a starting hand card. So if you've paid attention or been able to watch any of the other videos, you know that the starting hand card is a card that some of the mutant heroes have. And it is essentially a card that you get to start with at the beginning of the game. And the sooner you get it into play, the better, because it's going to give you an ongoing effect throughout the game as long as it remains face up. So in X-23's case, it's going to be probably like Deadpool's and Wolverine's, which is the healing factor. As long as this card is face up, if you have less than 3 cards in hand, you may draw 1 card. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at her art. There she is doing a cool sidekick with all of her claws out. And there she's in a classic, kind of Wolverine pose with her claws out ready. And there she's doing some slashies. That kind of looks like she was at the end of a fastball special, but she's launching out. I think that's what her mini looks like with the explosion behind her. And then she's got these master martial artists, so you can double the punches on the previous hero card. That's always nice. So yeah, lots of cool art. And she's got the starting hand card, so that was X-23. Next up, we have Wolfsbane. And I think she was part of the New Mutants, maybe? Or maybe she was part of X-Force. I don't really remember. But, yeah, she's like a werewolf. She's pretty cool. She was in the New Mutants movie, right? So maybe she was a New Mutant, not an X-Force. Sure, we'll go with that. But yeah, she's basically like a werewolf, but I think she can change anytime she wants. Maybe not. I don't know, but that's pretty cool artwork with the moon in the background. I mean, they're all kind of kind of a similar pose in all of them, but pretty cool stuff. That's nice. Just defeat all the thugs in your location. That is a nice card. So yeah, that is Wolfsbane. Now, once we finish going through these cards, we'll go ahead and take a look at the minis. So next up, we've got Weapon X, and I imagine this is going to be the healing factor. Yep, which is... oh no, his is different. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage each villain turn. If you do so, your next hero card must be played randomly. So you can just choose to not take that and then kind of go into, I guess, like a Berserker Rage because you don't get to choose the next card. That's pretty cool. So let's just take a look at Weapon X. There he is with all his gear on. He's running. And there he's cutting some stuff up, slicey dice in it. Like a Ginsu 5000 or 900, I don't know. And a classic Wolverine pose there with his arms back and claws out, ready to tear you up. So adamantium claws, just lots of punching. Oh, he's just got the same power. So he's got 3 power cards, all just lots of punches. So if someone else, plays some punches before, you can probably do a ton of damage with him. And him combined with 23, because she got the double all of the punches on the previous card. Although it's not gonna count the ones that are up in the special powers. So next up we have Warpath. So Warpath was part of X-Force, right? I think he was part of X-Force. But there he is with his blades. He's pretty cool. I don't even know what Warpath's power is, but he looks pretty cool. He's a big Native American dude. And got cool knives. But yeah, I don't know. Superhuman physical abilities. So there you go. And acute senses. So he's got Spidey sense and superpower. So he's basically like Spider-Man. Kind of, sort of. Probably going to get killed for that one. But there you go. That was Warpath. Let's take a look at Warlock, right? That's his name? Boom, Warlock. I got it right. He has a starting hand card. So let's take a look at his starting hand card. Techno-Organic Life Form. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, ignore the first crisis token you receive during each hero or villain turn. So that's nice. Just negates crisis tokens. So there he is. He's in like bat form there. And I guess that's his power. So he can pretty much turn his body into whatever he wants. He's like a robot mutant, I guess. I don't know much about Warlock. There he's got like a big hand cannon. There he looks like he's electrocuting himself. Probably, shouldn't stick the fork in the toaster oven there. Let's see. And there he's got cool saw hand. Warlock saw hand. Yeah, Techno-Organic Feeding. Draw 1 card, then discard 1 crisis token from your location. So he just eats up crisis tokens. So he's good with someone with crisis. That's going to give you a lot of crisis tokens. So yeah, that was Warlock. Next up, we've got... Ooh, who's this? Is this Sunspot, maybe? Sunspot. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with all these guys. There's so many people in here that I've never even seen or read before. But Sunspot, he does not have a starting power. But he's got cool Kirby dots going. Got some cosmic energy there, shooting phaser beams, sunbeams out of his hands. Oh, there he is. He's going solar radiation absorption. Oh, cool. So if you move around a lot with him, you can get a bunch of tokens. That's pretty cool. Solar rechanneling. Gain 1 wild token. You may turn any action tokens you have into wild. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. That's a nice, different feeling character. So next up, we've got another sun guy. This is Sunfire. And this is not his Age of Apocalypse form, which I am more familiar with, but this is his normal form where I believe he was, I think he was like an alcoholic, and he didn't think he was much of a hero or something. If I remember his kind of storyline correctly. But pretty cool art. He's flying around, fire everywhere. He's like a mutant version of Johnny Storm, I guess. Nah, that's pretty cool. Just flaming on. Solar fire. Absorbs solar radiation. So that's pretty cool. Although they probably could have came up with different names because his absorbed solar radiation is different than Sunspot's absorbed solar radiation. Right? Because wasn't that the same power? Solar radiation absorption. Oh, it's a slightly different play on words there. So he absorbs first, the other guy absorbs last. So that was a Sunfire. Let's take a look. We've got a strong guy. Right? He's just, I imagine he's just gonna punch a lot. But that's a fun card. Just it kind of he looks like the Tick there. There, he's just geared up. That hand's glowing. That means you're going to get punch alert. But I mean, for that art, I think you should get there. You go. That's more like it. Extra punchies. But yeah, I think that's all strong guy's powers. He just like punches really hard. He's kind of like the Hulk. Kinetic energy absorption. That's a lot of text. Holy crap! I'm not going to read that. He's got 4 of those though. Like one for each symbol. It looks like. Yeah, kinetic energy absorption. I don't know exactly what his power set is. He looks kind of like the Hulk. He's like a mutant Hulk, I guess. And I guess Spiral is a anti-hero. Right? We took a look at her in the villain the villain set of minis from this box. Because she's also a villain. So let's take a look at her starting hand card. Spiral, teleport away. Gain 1 wild token gain 1 wild token. So you just get one right at the beginning. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, when the top card of the Master Plan deck is revealed, you may immediately discard 1 action token to move all heroes in your location. Oh, cool. So she can just teleport the whole team. That's nice. Oops, I grabbed Snow. Let's put her back. Spiral. So she's got some cool art. She's doing some her spiral dance there. And there she is with all her swords. Doing her spiral dance, attacking. Yeah, I'm digging the art on this one. Oh, that's pretty cool. There she's doing her spell dance. So yeah, I'm digging the art on these cards. Spiral looks like a fun villain and a fun hero to play. So now we've got, what did I say? Snowbird. And she's from Alpha Flight, right? Canadian X-Men. So she does have a starting hand card. It is Mystical Resistance. As long as this card is face up in a storyline, you can't be forced to play cards randomly. So that's cool. So if you match her up with somebody that's going to make you play random cards, you can pretty much negate it, which is cool. So let's just take a look at her cards. Yeah, Snowbird, even her little thing there's a Canadian maple leaf, right? So we just take a look at her cards. Snowbird, it looks like she like turned into a bear. Is that her power? I don't know much about them. Oh, it's a wolf. Okay. Oh, she's an owl. Okay. So it looks like maybe she can change between forms. I don't know much about Snowbird from Alpha Flight. All I remember about Alpha Flight is Vindicator, and there were 2 different boxes, 2 of the big robot guys, and I like the second one better than the first one. And then Puck. Oh, and the next guy we're going to look at here, which is Sasquatch. I remember him. I don't really remember Snowbird too much, but she looks pretty cool. Looks like she changes into like wolf form or something. But yeah, nice artwork. And she's got animal shapeshifting. So yeah, I guess that's her power. There you go. She turns into animals. Pretty cool stuff. So we've got Sasquatch here, who I imagine is just going to be kind of like the Hulk, just big and punchy. And I'm guessing all of them, yeah, they all have the same That way you know which team they're on. That's pretty cool. See, he's doing like a jump kick there. You made him very angry. You don't like him when he's angry. Oh, that's the Hulk. You can't say that line. But there you go. There's Sasquatch punching. He's just like, that's after you've punched him one time, and he's just like, are you kidding me? Really? You punched me? And there, yep, that's what happens after. He looks at you like that, and then the claws come out, and he goes to rip you apart. So yeah, it makes sense to play. They all have these Alpha Flight cards, so it makes sense to play the Alpha Flight team together if you can, just because you're going to get bonuses from these Alpha Flight cards. It says gain 1 attack token for each face-up Alpha Flight card in the storyline. So yeah, the more of these that are in the storyline, the better you're going to be. Granted, the first person is going to be pretty sucky. The second person is not going to be great, but the third person or the fourth person that plays this, it's going to be pretty good. And claws. There you go. So that is Sasquatch. Next up, we've got Puck, who is also part of Alpha Flight and one of the members that I actually know. And he does have a starting hand card, Compressed Rubber Physiology. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage dealt by a henchman each villain turn. So that's pretty cool. And then Puck's probably got a lot of movement. Yeah. So he's doing like an elbow drop. Oh, I guess that's a kick. I don't know. Elbow drop kick. There he's running full speed at you. And I think, there you go. He's doing like his handstand. That's like every comic I think I saw with him always had that, like him in that pose on the cover. So that's very iconic for him. And he's got that Alpha Flight. Acrobatic fighting style, tactical intelligence. Yeah, it looks fun. I know there's more Alpha Flights in here. I don't know why they didn't put all the Alpha Flights together. Next up, we've got Polaris. She did not have a starting hand card. But she's got some... That's nice art. I like that. There you go. There's her Magneto roots, right? She's making metal stuff fly around. She's got some green hand energy. I don't know the whole storyline of Polaris. I know she's Magneto's daughter, but I don't know who she's daughters with. But if you look, she's kind of got like that Scarlet Witch looking thing going. Because I think the Scarlet Witch card looks just like that. So, yeah, magnetic field, magnetic manipulation. Cool stuff. All right, so that was the first set of hero cards. Let's take a look at the next set of hero cards. See who else we've got in here. All right, so first up, we've got Pixie. Now, I'm not familiar with Pixie, except from one of the X-Men movies. But there you go. She got like a cool little pink sword. She's doing some fairy magic there. Oh, nice stuff. Colorful cards. Who is that in the background? Just some random X-Heroes. They mask them so they don't have to, draw who they are. Just some random X-Heroes. You and all other heroes in your location must move together okay, cool. So it forces you to take other people with you. That's kind of cool. And there's her fairy dust. Next up, we've got Rachel Gray Phoenix, but I think her name's Rachel Gray, right? And she does have a starting hand, so uncanny power. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, other heroes must ignore and skip Phoenix cards in the storyline. Huh. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, other heroes must ignore and skip Phoenix cards in the storyline. I don't understand what the point of that one is. I'll have to deep dive into that one. But there you go, Phoenix Cry. You just get a ton of wilds. It kind of sounds like it knocks you out, but maybe it does. Does that give you a KO because you discard all your cards? I don't know. She's a little bit wonky. So yeah, I guess you do that and you get a bunch of Phoenix tokens. And then you can give them out. Oh, she's just wild. Look at that. She's just got wild stuff everywhere. But nobody else can do anything with the cards. So I don't really get what the point of that one is. I'm guessing it ignores and skips so you can use the player before you. That would be my guess. So you play this one, and then when you play these cards that have nothing on the bottom, then the next hero can get the previous hero's cards because it says you ignore and skip. So that's pretty cool. That actually changes up how you play quite a bit. Here we go. Here's some more of the Alpha Flight. So here we have this is Northstar. Northstar. And he's got a starting hand flight. As long as his card is face up in the storyline, when you perform move actions, you may bring another hero in your location with you. That's cool. That's really cool. You can just move people around when you move. So we got Northstar with the rainbow behind him, like he's in the Northern Lights. It's pretty cool. Zapping people, flying around. I think that might be his pose on the figure. I'm not sure. But he's got that Alpha Flight card, Concussive Blasts. Cool stuff. I don't know why he's not packaged with the other Alpha Flight, and I think there's still a couple more missing Alpha Flights. Next up, we have Nightcrawler. And this was fan favorite. Everyone was asking where Nightcrawler was. He was one of the last ones they revealed in the stretch goals, and everyone was losing their collective minds over him not being there. And them worrying that they weren't going to get Nightcrawler, even though he's one of the most iconic X-Men there is. But, cool. So he can teleport people. Oh, you must. You can't. It's not that you can. Oh, wow. Every one of his cards have a BAMF. So he doesn't have any moves. He has BAMFs where he can just teleport all around the map. That is really cool. I like that ability. So he's got no moves. He just BAMFs and teleports. So here we have Namor, who is an anti-villain. We've already seen his mini with the villain minis because he's an anti-hero, but I included him with the villain ones. So if you want to see his mini, go ahead and take a look at the villain stretch goals. So we've got Namor. He's got lots of moving, lots of heroic. Yeah, he's got a fair mix of stuff. He's got some extra punches. He can punch in any location. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm digging the artwork on here. I mean, he's still better than Aquaman, right? I think so. Next up, we've got Multiple Man. And Multiple Man does have a starting hand card, so let's take a look. Connect duplication. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, once per turn, you may place one dupe token in your location. Functions as a civilian. You may use heroic and punch actions as if you were in any dupe's location. Oh, okay, so that's cool. So wherever you have a dupe, you can just use those things there. That is pretty cool. I like that a lot. Oh, he just keeps he makes more dupes. Move up to 2 dupe tokens to locations. So that's pretty cool. Doesn't have a lot of punching. He does have a lot of moving. Oh, you can get a lot of cards though. As you put your dupes back together to yourself, you get more cards for it. So that's pretty cool. Dupes assemble. Funny stuff. He does not have a lot of punching, so he is a big support character. You're definitely going to need to bring somebody who's got lots of punches. And I didn't really take a look at his card art, but it is pretty cool. Good stuff. Next up, we have another new mutant. We have Mirage. So there she is, shooting her flaming arrow. There she is with the Nightmare Bear behind her. Cool stuff. Empathetic Illusion. Nero Arrow. I thought it was a fire arrow. But there you go. Resist Death. So that's pretty cool. Oh, it's on her wilds, though. Oh, but that's not okay. So she's just got wild cards with powers on them. That's cool. And she's got cool artwork. Let's see. Next up, we have another anti-hero. So again, if you want to see the character mini for Callisto, take a look at the villain stretch goal box or villain stretch goal video. So we got Marrow, Dual Hearts. If this card is face up in the storyline and you're about to be KO'd, instead of discarding your last card, you can flip this card face down to draw one card. So that's cool. So it just stops her one time from getting KO'd. She's pretty cool with her bones sticking out. There you go. She's got some punchies there. She looks like a fairly balanced character. Bone armor. Oh, wow. So does she have 2 bone? No. She does have another one that is going to pay the sooner you get it out, the better. And you got bone weapons. So there you go. Let's see, next up, got one of my favorite X-Men, which is Magik. And this is Colossus's little sister. And she does have a starting hand card, so she's got the mystical armor. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if you have any crisis tokens at the end of a villain turn, you may discard 1 with no consequences. That's nice. So I imagine she's probably going to have a fair amount of punching and moving, and she's probably going to have some teleports like Banffman, Nightcrawler. Let's take a look and see if I got it right. So that's pretty cool with her sword, her Eldritch sword, right? Lots of move so far. I really like that card art. That's very nice. Heroic. No teleporting yet. Stepping discs, move to any location. Oh, okay, so there you go. There it is. Not quite a teleport, but stepping discs. Soul Sword. There we go. Deal 1 extra damage to any villain, henchman, or thug. You deal any damage to this turn. So that's nice. Soul Sword just giving you extra punchies. So next up, we've got the 3-fingered man here, Longshot. He's got luck powers, so let's see. He's kind of like Domino, I guess. Cool artwork, doing his backflips, throwing his little knives, balancing a knife. Yeah, cool stuff. I like his artwork. Oh, he's got a healing factor too. I didn't know that. You may draw 3 cards until you have 3 in your hand. Okay. Probability manipulation. I guess it's not the same exact power as a Domino, but cool art. Domino's are not Domino. Longshot's always kind of a cool character. So we've got Legion here, and if you want to see his mini again, take a look at the villain mini video, the villain stretch goal video, because he is an anti-hero, so he has a really cool villain power. Oh, this is cool. His villain deck carries over to like his villain power carries over to his superhero cards. And that's cool because it has all his personalities back there, and each time each card is a different power, so it shows a different one lit up. So you have Jack Wayne, Cindy, Sally, Delphic, and they all give you a different power, which is really cool. He's going to be really fun to play as or against. Bleeding Image, Chain, Tyrannix, Hypnoblock, Zero G Priestley, Susan and Sunshine, and then he's just got his 2 standard wild cards. That is a really cool character. I like that. Next up, we have Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat, and she does have a starting hand card. Lockheed Go. Put Lockheed in play in your location or an adjacent one. As long as this card is face up the storyline, you may use your move to move Lockheed instead. Okay, so there's a Lockheed Mini. I wonder how Lockheed works. Oh, there we go. So looks like Lockheed, she's got Lockheed powers on all of her cards except for her generic guys there. But yeah, there she is phasing through a wall. Lockheed shooting some fire. Phasing others. You can move another hero with you this turn. Other heroes in your location cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. Wow, that is very powerful. So you move another person with you, and then you phase them with you so that they can't take any damage. That's pretty cool. And she's got Lockheed. So again, it's going to make her play a little bit different. And next up, we've got Cyclops' brother, Havok. And yeah, he's got, looks like a Bullseye knockoff. But there you go. Doing his Havok-y things with his rings. Yeah. Banshee, they do the little rings out of his mouth, I think. We have Plasma Blast. Okay. Absorb cosmic energy. So pretty cool stuff. His artwork's okay. It's nothing fancy. It's serviceable. I don't mind it. Let's take a look here at the next set of hero cards. And this is going to be the last set. And then we'll take a look at the hero minis. So first up, we've got Gwenpool. She does have a starting hand card, so let's take a look at it. Gwenpool, Jeffrey the Land Shark. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, at the end of your turn, you can deal 1 damage to a thug or henchman in your location that you did not damage this turn. So that's pretty cool. So Gwenpool, I'm not super familiar with her. I know she kind of came out of the she's Gwen Stacy from another multiverse place, and she's like got the powers of Deadpool, I guess. I don't know. Didn't really follow her comics, but her cards are really fun. Just kicking a Hydra guy an AIM guy in the face. She's got all kinds of missiles shooting out. She's got her little land shark. Very meta. She's reading a comic, even though she's in a comic. And there she is shooting her big giant rocket launcher. Good stuff. Medium awareness. Flip any 2 cards in the storyline. That's good. You can get rid of some bad cards. There you go. She's breaking the 4th wall there. No consequences in a fictional world. Cool. Good stuff. All right, looks like we've got maybe the last of Alpha Flight, I think, which is it's going to be Vindicator. Or, sorry, Guardian. Oh, wait, so then I think we still have Vindicator in here. Or did we already look at Vindicator? I don't even remember. We've got Guardian. His artwork is pretty cool looking. No, we had Northstar. I don't think we had Vindicator yet. I think she's in the box somewhere. Oh, there he's all beat up. Oh, is Guardian a robot? I didn't know that. Huh. He's like some kind of cyborg. I did not know that. At least that's what it looks like from this card. And there's the Alpha Flight card again. Electromagnetic beams, battlesuit armor. Oh, his suit is robotic. Okay. Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that now. Yeah, okay. He's got it's like a cybernetic suit that gives him all the powers and stuff. Yeah. His government didn't want him to have it or something. Yeah. So next up, we've got Firestar. Oh, why are her cards 2 different colors? That's bizarre. Huh. Okay. That's different. Her art's pretty cool. I'm digging it. Lots of move and punches. Yeah, it's weird that they changed up the card color like that. Huh. Crazy. Yeah, but there she's got all her special power cards. Good stuff. Next up, we've got Feral. And Feral is, she X-Force? X-Force, I think? So yeah, Feral. Don't really know a whole lot about her. Her artwork's pretty cool, I guess. It's nothing fancy. I mean, that's okay. That one's pretty cool. That's probably the best looking one, I think. I think I like that one the best. Claws and teeth. Acute senses. And she's like a Wolverine knockoff, I guess. I don't know. Next up, we've got Fantomex. Oh, he's got 2 starting hand cards. That's fun. Misdirection. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, when the top card of the Master Plan deck is revealed, you may immediately move to an adjacent location. Good stuff. Cybermind. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, at the end of each villain turn, you may perform 1 heroic or punchy action in the villain's location. Oh, good stuff. Let's see. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Fantomex. I do know that I remember him from the Rick Remender run of X-Force. And he was pretty cool. He's got like those bullets that he made out of the skinned man's, which was part of the Weapon X program. The Skin Man, he made bullets out of his skin, so their bullets are sentient. And I guess the skin just keeps regenerating or something. I don't know. He's crazy. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. But that's cool. I really like that card art. That's nice. That's pretty cool. Oh, he's just got a lot of wilds. Okay. He's got lots of wilds. You can do pretty much whatever you want with him, huh? Wilds everywhere. Nice stuff. So next up, we've got Emma Frost. Again, if you want to see her character mini, take a look at the villains video. So Emma Frost, cool. She's got a little diamond for her icon. Now she's doing the classic I'm reading your mind pose. Cool. There she is in her diamond form. That's really cool. I like that art. Bullets just bouncing off of her. Organic diamond form. Yeah, nice. Omega class telepath. So she's like super strong. I think she's almost as strong as like maybe stronger than Mr. Professor X. Mr. Professor X. Here we go. We've got Dupe. He's got 2 starting hand cards. Accelerated Regeneration. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, gain 1 wild token whenever you are KO'd. Okay. And Professional Videographer. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if another hero performs 2 or more heroic or punch in your location, that hero gains 1 wild token. That's pretty cool. So he's just like, he gets rewarded for doing stuff as long as you're there to record it. So Dupe's like this little bag of goo. I mean, I don't know how cool his art's going to be. He's just kind of a blob. Travel across the margins. That's cool. He like breaks the 4th wall like a Deadpool. Oh, cool. You can just swap this card with any hero cards. That's cool. You can set up the next hero to be really good. Cool stuff. Dupe. Next up, looks like we've got Dazzler. Another fan favorite. That's cool. Doing her little finger guns there. She's collected some light and sound, right? Is it light that, or is it sound? Is it both? Yeah, she's singing there. That's cool. There you go. She's in her, her Beyonce pose. Sound conversions. That's what it is. She converts sound. I wasn't sure. Oh, and light. Yeah, okay. Oh, she converts sound to light, right? Is that how it works? And I'm not super familiar with Dazzler's power. I think she converts sound to light powers. So she's like a beefed up Jubilee. Next up, looks like we have Dagger from Cloak and Dagger. Let's see what her starting power is. Light Force Generation. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if you start your turn with 2 or more cards in hand before the draw step, you may immediately perform a free heroic in your location. That's nice. I like that. They're mixing, getting the cloak mixed in with there in the artwork. I wonder if the cloak artwork's going to be just the same artwork. I hope not. I don't think so. I think they'll change it up. Light Force Daggers, Light Force Purge, Bond. If Cloak is in your location, he may draw cards until there are 3 in his hand. That's cool. So you definitely want to play Cloak and Dagger together, it looks like. I imagine you're going to have some Dagger cards in here, just like you had a Cloak card. Dark Force Teleportation. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you can use Move to any location. Hey, cool. Yeah, see, if you have Dagger in your location, she can move with you. So you definitely want to do Cloak and Dagger together. That's pretty cool. I like their artwork for Cloak. His is a little bit darker than Dagger's, but it makes sense, right? Dark Force channeling. Bond, there you go. So if Dagger's in your location, she may draw cards until there are 3 in her hand. Good stuff. So yeah, definitely want to play Cloak and Dagger as a team. Next up, we've got Captain Britain. So yeah, his card art's okay. Oh, that's probably his best one. It's not bad. It's okay. Channel interdimensional energy. So the weird thing about him, right, is he's something Braddock. I forgot what his last name is, but or his first name, but he's related to not Psylocke, but Betsy Braddock, who is inside of Psylocke, inhabiting her mind or something. Very, very crazy. So next up, looks like we got Boom Boom. Boom Boom is part of X-Force. There she is throwing a boom boom bomb. Cool stuff. She definitely has some dynamic artwork here. Time bomb. So yeah, she can make like energy bombs and they can like blow up at certain times. So place a bomb in your location. At the start of the next villain turn, remove the token, deal 1 damage to everything else in the location. Yeah, so that one's okay. You might hurt yourself, your partners. But yeah, there you go. You got Boom Boom. And last up, we've got another teleporter type person. We've got Blink. So I imagine she's probably going to have some cards that allow her to teleport people around. Move to any location, and you may move any heroes to your locations. That's pretty cool. She's got the warp portals. Yep. So there you go. That was all of the heroes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hero minis. So first up, we've got Magik. So this is Colossus's little sister. She is the ruler of Limbo, and if you look, she's actually stepping out of a portal. So I really like Magik. However, I'm not super crazy about this version of Magik. I much prefer the Phoenix 5 one, just because this sword is very lackluster for me. I kind of like the version of her in the comics where she's got, just a massive, massive sword, almost like Final Fantasy 7, like a cloud sword. But I do like the base. I like, she's got this metallic arm, but I really wish they would have done something better with her sword hand. But what are you going to do? It's not a terrible figure, just kind of missed the mark for me. Next up, we have Sunspot. Now, Sunspot is a pretty cool looking character. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I do like this mini. I like these little energy beams where he's like flying. So I assume he shoots like flames or what have you. So I do like that. And it is pretty cool. He kind of looks like the Lone Ranger, like this mask. Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of this figure. I don't really know much about him, but I think he looks pretty cool. All right, that's Sunspot. Next up, we've got Warlock. Now, Warlock, I believe, is part of the New Mutants. He is some kind of robot mutant virus thing. I'm not exactly sure what his story is. I know he can change his, his body at will to like different weapons and stuff. And I really like this cool like buzzsaw arm he's got going, and the cool like fiber optic robo dreads he's got. Yeah, I like him. He's different, And yeah, he just looks pretty unique. Very nice. After Warlock, we have Mirage. And this is a pretty nifty looking figure. She's shooting her like spirit bow dagger or arrow. Yeah, I'm digging this. Now, I did unbox something a while back, and I can't remember exactly which one it was. Oh, it was the World of Warcraft. They actually had the string for the bow, which I thought was a really nice touch. So I may actually, when I go to paint her, I might actually see if I can mod her up and put the bowstring in her hand. Just because I think it'll look cooler. Unless she doesn't have a bow and it's all, like it doesn't have a bowstring. But I'll have to look into that. But yeah, she's a pretty cool looking character. Definitely like the long braid she has going. Pretty nifty. So yeah, that's Mirage. Next up, we have one of like 2 werewolf characters in this expansion. This is Wolfsbane. And she was also New Mutant. And if you saw the New Mutants movie, she was in there as well. She was played by Maisie Williams. And this is a pretty awesome little figure. I'm digging the werewolf vibes it's putting off. It's very cool. I definitely like this one. So yeah, this is Wolfsbane. Next up, we have Cyclops' brother, Havok. And, aside from his little headpiece being kind of wonky, it is pretty cool looking for such a basic figure. I mean, just like the basic black suit he wears with a little circle emblem. That headpiece does make it. It does look like it was put on slightly crooked. I don't know that I'm going to bother trying to fix it because I think it would require ungluing it from there, but I might. But yeah, there he is, Havok. Next up, we have Multiple Man, and we have multiple mans. This is a really, really fun figure. It's got 2 multiple mans on it in 2 different poses. Yeah, I like this. I like that it gets the point across that, he can make copies of himself. And yeah, this is just a really cool looking mini. It's just awesome. They put the 2 on there. I've only ever seen like two figures like this on a mini once before, and that's the Batman the Animated Series, Gotham Under Siege, where they did Montoya and Commissioner Gordon together. But yeah, I like this. This is different, and it's definitely going to stand out on the game board. So yeah, cool. Multiple Man. Next up, we have Polaris. Now, this is Magneto's daughter, possibly his true daughter, since it goes back and forth whether or not Scarlet Witch is actually his daughter or not. So this is Polaris, and I think she'd look better with green hair like she's supposed to have. But it's pretty cool. Again, this is one of those characters where she's got like telepathy and magnetism, so I kind of dig what they did here where she's like ripping the floor up, like bending the floor. That's a nice little touch. But yeah, definitely cool. I like the look of her. I really like the attention to detail they did with the floor. So yeah, that is Polaris. Next up, direct from Mur Island. This is Strong Guy. So yeah, this is just a big hunky boy. I mean, look at him. He is massive. He just barely fits on there. He's got the little tiny little feet. You know, looks very much like his comic book counterpart. He honestly doesn't even look like he's that chibi. He's got kind of the same proportions as the actual characters seem to have in the comic book. So yeah, this is Strong Guy. Got that cool little lock of hair there, like a big baby. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I do like my superheroes, you know, big and beefy like this, and you know, he is pretty awesome. Just the sheer size of him. So yeah, there is Strong Guy. After Strong Guy, we have another X-Force team member. This is Boom Boom. So Boom Boom can make like little bombs that she can detonate. She can kind of put like timers on them, or just kind of throw them like grenades, you know, or just straight bombs. Boom Boom's a pretty cool character. She's kind of given like the Jubilee vibes with those big sunglasses on. So yeah, I definitely like her. It's a nice little attention to detail with her, you know, jacket, you know, puffed up like that in the back, like it's she's in the action of throwing. So yeah, this is Boom Boom from X-Force. After Boom Boom, we have Blink. So Blink's a little teleporter, and she can teleport people with her. And that, I don't know if this is supposed to be like the portal, like she's stepping out of, or what. It's kind of hard to tell. This one's a little nondescript on the floor, but I think that's supposed to be like a portal. But she's got her little, you know, kind of face details. It's like a little diamond, and she's got those different like eyebrows and stuff under her eyes. This is a finely detailed little mini. I definitely like her. Yeah, so this is Blink, one of the mini teleporters in the MCU. So there you go, Blink. Next up, we've got Firestar. So you might remember Firestar from that old Spider-Man and Friends cartoon. I think she was on there with like Iceman. So yeah, she is pretty cool. I like what they did here with these clear plastic flames that she's mounted to. So it looks like she's, you know, blasting off. I definitely like that. Very, very nice figure. And these little plastic details do add quite a bit to them. So even if you don't paint them, you have something a little bit more dynamic. If you do paint them, that's a little bit of a pain in the butt to not cover that in primer. So you really got to be careful with that. But yeah, that is pretty cool. And it's, if you look down here, it's like the blast blasted all the rocks away. That's a nice little, just a tiny little attention to detail. That's pretty cool. That I definitely appreciate. So there, that is Firestar. Next up, we have another member of X-Force. This is Warpath. I don't think there was a Thunderbird in here. But Warpath, I think I don't know if he was before Thunderbird or after, but he's definitely part of X-Force. He's got the big blades. I really don't know what his mutant power is. I didn't read the old 90s X-Force that he was a part of. But he is somebody else to help fill out your X-Force team. He's really cool, big muscular dude with giant axes that are almost, or not axes, knives that are almost as big as him. So yeah, there you go. That is Warpath. Very, very awesome little mini here. Another X-Force member, we have Fantomex. So Fantomex is, I think he's a bit newer. I know him from the Rick Remender run on the X-Force comics. And I know he's got like 2 brains or 3 brains or something weird. And he's got mutant bullets that are sentient. And the bullets are actually made out of the Skinless Mans, who was part of Weapon X, because he was part of the Weapon X program. I think they call it like Weapon Plus or whatever, because X just meant Weapon 10. But he's basically got one of the other guys that goes by the Skinless Man. He's got his skin that he makes the bullets out of, and they're sentient. So yeah, he's like kind of a weird character, and he's French, and he's kind of like a super spy. So yeah, this is Fantomex. I really, really dig him. I don't like when they do this with capes though, where they make this big mass of plastic. I kind of wish that they had, molded that a little bit better. But what do I know about, molding minis? It might not actually be possible. Although I think there are a ton of other characters that prove that it's possible. So I'm always, I never like that, because basically you have this big blob back here that if you do paint, you just have to kind of decide where it's going to be black. And I don't know. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Would have been nice if they, gave him guns or something. But I think, they have something with realistic guns. They don't, for some reason, they don't seem to show them. If they do have a gun, it's usually like something big and very cartoonish, and his guns really aren't. So yeah, that's Fantomex. Next up, we have one of the original X-Force members, Feral. And she's the other kind of like werewolfy character I was talking about, but I don't think she's a werewolf. Whereas Wolfsbane is, I don't think she is. Feral is more like a cat or something. But very nice mini. I like the pose that they put her in. It's very dynamic. She's almost doing like the superhero landing. Like it's like she's ready to pounce like a cat. So yeah, very, very nice figure. I definitely like her. So next up, we have Kitty Pryde. And seeing this figure in person, aside from the mock-ups on the Kickstarter, I still do not like this mini at all. She just kind of reminds me of like Han Solo and Carbonite. Not to mention, this is a horrible mold line. I usually don't bother to clean my minis, like to sand them down to get rid of mold lines, but it looks like she's got like a little beard. And yeah, so this is one that I would actually probably get out a little nail file and try to sand that down some. But I still do not like this pose at all. I get it what she's doing. She's phasing through the wall, but I think it's very, very bad. I don't know. I don't like this big wall piece. It just looks weird. My thought was they could have had like a piece of a sentinel head there and her, coming out of the sentinel head, just like her foot down inside the sentinel head or something, like one leg. And I thought that would have been better, would have gave her a better profile than this. Because that is a weird, just kind of a silhouette. And that's even worse. So I still don't like this one. But we do get Lockheed with her. So Lockheed and Kitty Pryde are a, kind of a twofer. So when you play with her, you get him automatically. And he is, again, he's not villain purple or anti-hero purple. Oh, it's really hard to tell the difference on camera. But he is a different shade. He's more of a magenta. That signifies he is a special character. So he gets moved around by her cards. But this is really cool because, he sits like this on his flames. So it gives him the appearance that he's flying and he's trying to, flame somebody. But this is really, really awesome little mini. It almost makes up for the fact that the Kitty Pryde mini is so terrible. I really do not like her. Maybe someone will do a custom of her or something, and I can just have someone 3D print me a better version. But yeah, I definitely like the Lockheed Mini. That is really cool, especially with the translucent plastic for the flames. So next up, this was the question everyone kept asking. Where's Nightcrawler? Where's the little blue furry devil? And they finally revealed him. He was, I think, one of the last, if not the last, stretch goal that they announced. And everybody was up in arms because they're like, they're not going to give us Nightcrawler. And those people were just like, Chicken Little, the sky is falling. Because how are they going to do X-Men and not have one of like the core members of most of the X-Men teams? Considering they did so many of the like B and C list X-Men, how would they not do one of the A-list characters who's been in multiple movies? He was in, the cartoon. He was all over the place. So yeah, this is a really cool, they call him Furry Blue Elf, right? Yeah. This is a really cool figure. This is definitely one of the best ones in there. The pose he's in, very classic. He's bamfing, so he's got his little purple fart cloud that he's bamfing out of. And the tail, just whipping through and coming out the other side. Very, very nice figure. This is definitely one of the top tier figures in the set. So next up we have Captain Britain. And Captain Britain, he's having some issues. He has not been put together very well. So I guess I will have to look into taking him apart, which I think freezing and prying this out will probably work. And then I can probably set it back in after I clean the glue out. But other than that, he's a pretty cool. He's got a kind of a nice pose, very actiony, very superhero-y, doing like a big punch. Just unfortunate that, there were some manufacturing errors and he just wasn't put together very well. So yeah, that is Captain Britain. Next up, we have Phoenix. Now, this isn't Jean Grey Dark Phoenix. This is Rachel Summers Phoenix. And I'm not quite sure how you would paint her if you wanted to. She is very, very dynamic with her pose. Floating there. They kind of put her in like a very like Jesus-looking pose. I definitely like what they did with, her ponytail. It's not just hanging down. It's very dramatic. They've got the little spikes all over her outfit. Yeah, I'm just really not sure what to do with that because you can actually see through it. I'm just not sure what to do. I almost think you kind of have to paint over it somehow to hide the blue that's showing through. Like you can't see her body, but you can clearly see her arms. So I don't know. It's okay. Not one of my favorites. And just think about it as a painter, my head hurts. So yeah, we're gonna move on. But if you're not a painter, pretty cool figure. Next up, we have Dupe. So I don't know a whole lot about Dupe. I know he hung out with Deadpool and he would record them and doing stuff. And I know that when they did the Deadpool Marvel Legends figure from Toy Biz, he came with a Dupe. Or wait, no. Dupe came with Silver Surfer, right? I don't know. But yeah, he's a little green blob that kind of looks like Slimer from X-Men or from Ghostbusters. So yeah, this is Dupe. Don't know a whole lot about him, but definitely a fun figure. So yeah, Dupe. Next up, we have Gwenpool. So Gwenpool is very fun. This is Gwen Stacy from an alternate universe. And she is, kind of like the Deadpool from that universe. So she's got her little, I forgot his name, like Sharky or Sharkbite or something. This is a very, very fun figure with the big oversized, comically large rocket launcher or bazooka shooting the big missile. Just a really fun pose. All those pouches, like she's straight out of the 90s, even though she's, from the last, I think, 5 to 10 years. But yeah, Gwenpool. Oh, cool. She's got her little backpack. Awesome. Definitely a fun figure. Next up, we have one half of Cloak and Dagger. This is Dagger. And she's got her little light energy beams that she throws. Not beams, I guess. They're like blades. Like shards of light. But yeah, this is a really fun looking pose. I like how they did this. They did this with Gambit, and they also did something similar with Longshot, if I remember correctly from the Kickstarter. So yeah, this is Dagger, and she is pretty awesome looking. I like her. So let's take a look at her partner now. This is Cloak. So this one is very, very awesome. I really dig Cloak. I like the pose he's in. They used his cloak, and it's more of the character than he is. So it has like this really awesome profile. Just a really well done sculpt, and very, very awesome, kind of iconic pose. And what's kind of fun is if you're going to display them, they've made their bases so that they kind of work together. So if you put, if you do it like this and put one in front of the other, the steps continue and she's like behind him, like in a classic pose from the comic, which I thought was really cool. Everyone thought when they first posted the images in the Kickstarter that their bays were like interlocking, but they're not. They just, if you line this one up with this one, the steps just continue, so it looks like a continuous little diorama. So that's pretty cool. Cloak and Dagger. Next up, we have Longshot. Oh no, it's another dupe. I have Dose dupes. So I will be reaching out to CMON here to get myself a Longshot figure because I have 2 dupes. The funny thing is that dupe kind of fits into the spot where Longshot is supposed to go. Like, he fits in there pretty well. It's almost the same cutout as the dupe spot. So yeah, but that's where Longshot's supposed to be. Oops. That's where Longshot's supposed to be, and I am missing him. So next up we have Sunfire. So this is, I don't remember his name, but he's an Asian mutant from the X-Men. And, this is very like a dragon kind of themed. And I wasn't too fond, not fond. I didn't really know a whole lot about Sunspot or Sunfire in this form. I was more familiar with the Age of Apocalypse version of him, which I think is way cooler. And I actually had the Toy Biz figure or the Hasbro figure for a while. But this one's pretty cool. I like him. I'm still not a super huge fan of this. He kind of reminds me of like a luchador, or like Jushin Thunder Liger if you're an old New Japan fan. But yeah, that is Sunfire in his original, getup, not the AOA. I kind of wish they did AOA figures too, but we've got like 100 and something in this set, so pretty cool. And nice little touch with the flames. So there you go, Sunfire. Next up, we have the 487th version of Wolverine in this set. We have Weapon X. So this one is pretty fun. Like the big headset they did is very detailed. Kind
Just a really awesome looking figure. I like how they did all the, all the little electronics that they used to control him. Very well done. And like I said, so if you're keeping count, we have Old Man Logan, we have regular Wolverine, and we now have, we have Logan is Days of Future Past Logan, and we have this one. So it's Logan, Wolverine, Old Man Logan, and Weapon X. So we've got 4. And then we've got yet another Wolverine coming up. We've got X-23, who is a Wolverine clone, and she is the current Wolverine in the comics, as far as I know. They gave her this like fiery explosion base, which, I mean, it's not terrible, but I'm not really a fan of it. She doesn't really have a whole lot to do with fire, so it doesn't really make sense that they put her on that. This one didn't need to be here. The pose is pretty cool though, of her, kind of jumping out at you, doing her attack. But I think this base probably could have been done better than this flame. But yeah, other than that, I mean, she definitely looks cool. She's got her little foot claws coming out. But yeah, not a real big fan of this base. This one's kind of a miss for me. Next up, we have Dagger. So Dagger is the mutant that she's able to take sound and then like turn it into like light powers. So she kind of does she's like an amped up Jubilee, I guess, except she needs sound to produce her power. So she is like a rock star. She puts on like a light show because she's singing and playing music. So that's like her kind of her day job, her alter ego. But this is a pretty nifty little figure. I dig it. She's shooting her light little explosions. I wish they would have did something similar like this for the Jubilee figure, because Jubilee is not really doing anything, and at least with this, it kind of signifies that she's doing something, right? Like she's blasting some energy beams off, some sparkles. But yeah, this is a nice little mini. I dig it. So let's move on. Next up, we have Pixie. So again, I'm not super familiar with Pixie. I know her from the movie, and that's about it. I've seen her in some comics, but nothing in anything that, I read any of the runs on. So she's kind of like Tinkerbell. She flies around. I think she's got some other powers besides flying around, but I'm not 100% sure. But this is a pretty cool pose, how they did this. They, mounted her to this little thing so her feet aren't touching, and it gives the illusion that she's flying, but, she's being held up by this little post here. Again, a much better implementation of a way to mount the figure than what they did with Invisible Woman and Fantastic Four. So yeah, I definitely like this figure, even if I don't know much about the character. I think it's really well done. And that's going to do it for the X-Men. Next up, we have Northstar from Alpha Flight. So the remaining 5 figures in this set are all Alpha Flight. So here we have Northstar. It's pretty cool because, when he flies, he kind of think when he takes off, he makes that kind of like that Northstar symbol. So it's pretty cool. They added that to his base. It kind of looks like, the symbol that goes around there. So normally he's in like a black suit, and this is white up here. Kind of looks like a snowflake or something. But it's the Northstar. So yeah, I like him. He's in a pretty nifty pose. And yeah, for all the Canadians out there that wanted some Canadian mutants, this is for you. The next 5 are all Alpha Flight, and this was the first star, Northstar. Oh, here we go. Sasquatch. This is another big, beefy boy. Look at him. He's a big hunky boy with all this fur. Just looks big and menacing. Barely fits on here. He's super heavy. In a really cool pose. Yeah, I really like this figure. This one is very nice. He's basically like, like Bigfoot. I mean, his name is Sasquatch. And then there's like a white version of him called Wendigo. And I think when they introduced Wendigo, maybe they introduced Sasquatch in the same time or something. And I know Wolverine was kind of in there, and thought he was hunting the Hulk, but it was Wendigo and Sasquatch was mixed in or something like that. I don't know. But he's part of Alpha Flight. I like Sasquatch, but I kind of wish they would have did maybe Vindicator or Box 2 or 3, whichever one was the cool big like brown and silver robot, not the fat silver and blue one. I didn't really like him, but this one's pretty cool. I definitely like Sasquatch. Next up, we have Puck. Now, this is a very, very fun figure. I love how he is upside down. I wish they would have done this with one of the two beasts. But this is pretty cool because this looks just like, his comic book stuff where he's always bouncing around and doing handstands and cartwheels and stuff. And yeah, I like Puck. He is a neat little figure. And I really like that pose. Very comic accurate, very dynamic. Definitely a fun figure. So yeah, let's move on. Next up, we have Guardian. So Guardian is, I think, one of the leaders of Alpha Flight. I think Vindicator is a leader sometimes, depending on which team lineup is going. But yeah, Guardian is pretty cool. Very, very, very Canadian. He's red and white, and he's got like the big maple leaf on him, if you can see it. It's kind of molded in there. So this is Guardian, leader, one of the leaders of Alpha Flight. So yeah, he's I like him. Just in kind of like a superhero pose. Very nice. And the last hero figure in the Stretch Goals box is Snowbird. Now, again, she is not part of the lineup that I read of Alpha Flight. But I definitely like what they did here. If you look, part of her is actually wings, and the other part is the cloak because she can turn into... She like shapeshifts into a bird and I think like a wolf, based on her cards that we looked at earlier. I don't know, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about her, but I like what they did with the Mini. I like this like transformation where her cape is changing into the wings or the wings are changing back into the cape. That's really awesome looking design they went with. So yeah, that's going to do it for the hero minis in the Stretch Goal box. So let's put these back together. So I said I was going to go ahead and fit the last two in there. So let's go ahead and do it. So we've got Old Man Logan. We'll get rid of these little boxes because we will take Old Man Logan and pop him into his spot. And then we've got Mohawk Storm. And we'll go ahead and pop Mohawk Storm into her spot. And there you go. That is all of the minis back in place. We'll put their little protective covers back on them. This way they can stack. Oops, got her caught. That way she can stack back up. Then I think, no, maybe it goes the other way. Yes. So that one goes on top of that one. And then these go back on top. And then you can put them back in the cardboard box if you want, or just what I'm going to do is put them right inside the box as is. So there you have it. That was all of the hero components, the cards, and all of the minis, along with Lockheed, who is a special character with Kitty Pryde, for the Stretch Goals box. If you haven't watched the villain unboxing for the Stretch Goals box, go ahead and check that out on the channel. And in that one, we go over all of the villain components, all the extra tokens that are in here, and also the anti-hero minis and components. As you can see, I did have a few issues with this one. This was the only box that had issues out of all of the Stretch Goals and all of the expansions. My Captain Britain needs some work. I was given 2 dupes instead of a Longshot, so I have to contact CMON for that. But that was really the only 2 issues. And considering there are somewhere around 120 or so minis in this campaign, the fact that only one of them had any issues, at least in my box, I know other people had issues. And in here, and you know, one of them was switched up in this box. That's not too bad. So there you have it. Let us know what you thought. Did you back it? Did you get this giant Stretch Goal box that is massive? I mean, look how thick that thing is. So yeah, that was Marvel X-Men, Marvel United X-Men, the superheroes portion of the Stretch Goal box. Thanks for watching.
We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a comment or hit the like button. It really does help us out. If you have suggestions for future videos, let us know in the comments as well, and then subscribe to see what we come up with next.